My friends, we are at the last chapter, chapter 21 of My Teacher Fried My Brains. This has been great. I have enjoyed this story, and you know what? I almost don't want it to end. It was so good. Mr. Colville, you were a good storyteller. All right, this is it. Buckle in. Let's see what's going to happen now with our pretty teacher's back, Betty Lou Carpoo. She's back with her nice voice again. I guess she doesn't have her long elephant tusk and the tentacles and everything and her green scales on her anymore. So, let's see what she's about to do. And is Duncan really going to do something to Poot? Do we really want to hurt Poot? Seems like Poot helped us out. I don't know. I don't think I would hurt Poot. So here we go. Chapter 21, our last chapter. Who will speak for the earth? You wouldn't, said the alien calmly. I know you too well for that, Duncan. Remember, I've had a look inside your brain. You're really much nicer than you think you are. I hesitated. I didn't know if I was really nice or not, but I wasn't at all sure I could hurt the Poot. Some hero, huh? The fate of the world is in my hands, and I can't bring myself to squash a space slug. But I remembered how it had patted my cheek and told me not to worry. How could I hurt the little guy? Poot? It said again, sliding up my arm. Then it patted my cheek again. Nice, Duncan, I heard in my head. I sighed. I won't hurt it, I said. That's better, said Creeblim Carpoo. Now, if you'll give me a moment to get comfortable, we can talk about the future of your planet. I'd suggest you cooperate, because at the moment things don't look good, too promising. Susan, run, I shouted. I'll cover you. Duncan, don't be silly, said Creeblim Carpoo with a sigh. Use that magnificent brain of yours. You can't get away from me, and you know it. Now you'll save us a lot of trouble if you just stand still and listen. As if to prove that was the case, she touched a button on the edge of the counter. I heard a noise behind me. I turned in time to see a piece of clear material of some kind slide into place over the door. We were trapped. Now, if you'll hold still, we can talk about this, said Creeblim Carpoo. Let's begin by dispensing with disguises. Reaching up, she began to draw off her face. I could feel Susan tense up beside me. I didn't blame her. Watching an alien strip off her face and let down her nose is a pretty revolting sight. If you can't stop judging people by their looks, you'll never get along in the galaxy, said Creeblim sharply. And no, I'm not reading your minds. Your faces tell quite clearly what you're thinking. Now upstairs, we have to talk, and I want to do it where I know we won't be disturbed. Duncan, there is a chance that I will have to put you back in the force field. However, if I do, I didn't let her finish the sentence. No! I shouted in horror. She continued right over my protest. If I do, I promise it will only be for as long as it takes to run a few important communications. However, it may not be necessary. Why should I trust you? I asked, ignoring the more obvious point that if she wanted to put me in the force field, there probably wasn't a thing I could do about it. Because I'm almost on your side, she said. What's that supposed to mean? Asked Susan. If you'll come upstairs, I'll tell you, said Creeblim impatiently. I looked at Susan. She nodded. All right, we'll go, I said. That's better, replied the alien. It's about time you started using that brain to think as well as feel. Now come along. We followed her to the stairs. When we got there, she made us walk up ahead of her so we wouldn't try to escape. Don't look so frightened, said Creeblim once we were back in the attic. It won't do anything to help your case. What case? Asked Susan. Creeblim sighed.
The case you have to make before the Interplanetary Council. I'm not entirely pleased at the role I have been assigned in this matter, but as the only emissary to your world who is currently in direct contact with the natives, I have no choice. Fortunately, I do have someone to assist me.
I still don't get it, said Susan. I think I do, I said. Let me see if I've got this right. The Interplanetary Council has decided it's time to take action regarding the Earth. They have 4 options. They can take over, blow us up, blockade us, or leave us alone. And they want one more report before they can make their final decision. Creeblum looked at me oddly. Why would they want to blow us up? Asked Susan in horror. Because they're afraid of us, I said. Not because of what we can do right now, but because of what we might be able to do in the future.
You Earthlings are such an unstable group, said Creeblum wistfully. Full of promise and poison in equal measure.
So what's going to happen? I asked.
The council has assigned a 5-member team to assemble a report. We have 1 of your months in which to do so. That report, when filed, will determine the fate of your planet.
I swallowed nervously. Just who is on this team?
The 3 of us to start with, said Creeblum.
That still leaves 2 spots, said Susan.
Creeblum flapped her nose. Look behind you, she said.
I turned in time to see a beam of blue light shine down into the center of the room. As I watched, 2 figures took shape inside it. The light vanished. Where it had been stood Broxholm and Peter Thompson. Peter! Cried Susan. She ran over and threw her arms around him. Hi, Susan, he said, looking a little embarrassed. It's nice to see you.
Good evening, Miss Simmons, Mr. Dougal, said Broxholm, nodding his green head. I can't say it is exactly a pleasure to see you again, but since we are going to be working together, I hope that we will be able to put the past behind us.
Working together? Asked Susan. We're the rest of the team, said Peter. I told Duncan there was something big going on. When I got cut off during that last transition, it was because Broxholm had come in to tell me that the Interplanetary Council had assigned us to join the team that is going to file the final report on what they call the Earth question. So it's the 3 of us and the 2 of them? I said, gesturing to Broxholm and Creeblum. That's right, said Peter. He looked at me and smiled. Kind of an odd choice when you think about it. I knew what he meant. Peter and I had both been pretty unhappy down there. So we weren't exactly the best choices to convince aliens how wonderful this planet was. But the 2 of us, along with Susan, had been given that assignment. Talk about tough homework. We had 1 month to convince the rulers of the galaxy not to wipe the human race out of existence. My brain was racing, sorting thoughts, ideas, and images. It seemed like more than I could handle. I looked at Creeblum. Why did you do this to me? I asked, tears starting at the corners of my eyes. She closed her side eyes so that only the middle one was looking at me, looking right into me almost.
I didn't do this to you, Duncan. I gave you an invitation and you accepted it. The first treatment of the brain enhancer was my choice. The others were all yours.
Come along, said Broxholm. The council is waiting to give us their final instructions. Waiting where? Asked Susan. Peter rolled his eyes and pointed toward the ceiling. I knew what he meant. They were waiting out there, out in space, and we were about to join them. Standing where Broxholm directed, I waited for the blue beam that would lift me out of beyond to the planet where I had been born, out to a ship that had come from the stars. I reached out my hands. Susan took one, Peter took the other. The blue transporter beam began to shimmer around us. I felt myself being drawn into space. It was going to be an interesting October. Get out of here. Creeblum and Broxholm, the aliens, are helping humans decide what to do with their future, and they seem to be on our side. What? Who saw that coming? And what about Poot? Poot's just hanging out somewhere? I like this one. I liked it. Did you like this story? They're going to space, you guys. They're going to space, and they're going to stand in front of a council to decide what to do with Earth. And I'm thinking we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And hopefully they can find a way to let humans know that we were on the cusp of about to lose our planet if we don't start to get our act together. It'd be nice if we could get our act together. Wow, Bruce Colville, that was a good story. My teacher fried my brains. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I was comfy cozy. I opened a book. I know some of you do not like to open books, but look what happened when we did. We stuck it out. We stuck it out, and it was good. So, if you like reading books, but sometimes you need someone to read with you, come on back. Join Ms. Mo in the cozy room and find another one of our books. Sounds good? All right, my friends, stay cozy.